Okay guys, so today we're taking a look at this Saab 93 Aero 2-litre turbo model, 210 horsepower standard. This one has a little bit of an intake tweak and an exhaust tweak, so expecting maybe 220 horsepower from this one. First impression as you get into the car, it's rather well built, has a unique design to it, although it's not aged very much. This being the Aero model, it's loaded with just about every option you can imagine available for 2008, except for automatic windscreen wipers. I've noticed that's an option that was available but isn't fitted in this particular vehicle, but it does have everything along the lines of a navigation system, premium surround sound, audio system, xenon headlamps, automatic climate control, dual zone, basically all the bells and whistles available for 2008. The whole center console is angled towards the driver. It has a sort of aircraft cockpit look and feel about it, as you can expect from a Saab, which is an aircraft manufacturer. The car itself is quite spacious with a generous amount of legroom in the back. The cargo area is very large, seats fold down, extending your cargo area. Rather practical vehicle. The rear hatch that opens the trunk, the opening is a decent size, which means you can get rather large objects into the back. Seats are very comfortable with a lot of side bolster support. This is the sport seat, this being the Aero model, which has accented side bolsters, shall we say. The 0 to 60 time of this particular vehicle is in the sub 7 second range, 6.8, 6.9 seconds. That's my personal testing. This vehicle is equipped with an automatic transmission, 5-speed. The shift program is designed more towards sport than comfort, although this is well, an ancient technology transmission, so as you can imagine it's not exactly the fastest of transmissions to shift. It does have manual shifting capability. You can do it on the gear selector itself or two steering wheel mounted buttons which correspond to up and down through the gears. It does have a sport mode also, which holds onto gears for longer, improves the throttle response, so I feel that's a must in this car, definitely. The suspension is very stiff for what it is, which is a good thing because you definitely feel what's going on with the car, and also you feel what's going on with the front wheels because the steering wheel assistance is hydraulic. I should probably stop talking and concentrate on where I'm going. Anyway, okay. Some of the cool features of the Saab include Bluetooth connectivity to your phone with hands-free answering and voice recognition software, which is not extremely effective, but it's there. It's a feature you can show off with, I guess. One of the other cool features is the trip computer, which analyzes your current speed since you've set off and your destination distance, and it calculates the time, your estimated arrival time, which is a pretty neat feature which I've used a couple of times, and it's fairly accurate, to be honest, providing of course you don't stop for coffee every 10 minutes. The handling of this car is very good. The hydraulic steering, which means you can actually feel what's going on with the front wheels. The suspension is very stiff, which means it doesn't really roll around in corners all that much, and the grip levels are extraordinary, to be honest, for this sort of massive car and class of car. It's very, very, very good, really. I was very pleasantly surprised by that. This vehicle is equipped with the standard for Saab ignition switch, which is located right here by the gear selector. It's quite a unique way of going about it, but I guess it's worked for them for many years, and having owned this car for a while now, I'm used to it and don't even think twice when I get in, just start up and go. The automatic transmission in this car is not extremely quick. I found that the best performance is accessed if you select sport mode and select manual gear changing. And in this setting, the gearbox is a lot more violent, it's a lot more jerky, but it is a lot quicker as compared to standard mode in drive. Standard mode in drive, the gearbox isn't very jerky, but it's you can definitely feel when the gearbox changes gear. It's nice and smooth, but there is like a long time where there's a gap in the power delivery to the wheels. For example, you're driving along at 30 miles an hour, you shift up from third to fourth, and so you lose 2 miles an hour in this process. The brakes in this vehicle are superior to a standard Saab 9.3 with ventilated rear discs and of course ventilated front discs, which provides very adequate stopping power to its performance levels, with a 0 to 60 of sub 7 seconds and a maximum speed of around 160 miles an hour, which is around about 260 kilometers per hour. I found the brakes to be more than adequate. This car's got 70,000 miles on it, which is about 110,000 kilometers on. And the quality of the interior, the way it's put together, is mediocre, I would say. I mean, you can't complain all that much, but there are a couple of rattles, and some parts have been worn a little bit. I think that's also due to the previous owner of this vehicle, which wasn't very kind and wasn't very respectful of this vehicle, which you can tell by the crashed front wing, which is of course not my doing. I bought the car like this and temporarily repaired it that way. The engine is a 2-litre unit with a very big turbocharger, which means you experience a lot of turbo lag, which for me it's really cool because it harks back to the analog car era, not like the modern cars where you can't really feel the turbo kicking in and they try and mask the turbo being there. In my opinion, if you have a turbo, well, make the car drive like it's got a turbo. Give it a lot of turbo lag, a lot of boost, so there's nothing, and then a massive sledgehammer hits you in the back of the head as you start accelerating. This car is by no means finished. It's been a project of mine, and I've changed the wheels, changed the intake, changed the exhaust. As you can tell, this project is very much ongoing. I have a long way to go and nowhere near finished. Although I can say that this car mechanically is absolutely perfect. There's nothing wrong with it at all. One thing I have had to do is change the stabilizer end linkages, which had about 60,000 miles on them. And also I had to change the lower control arm, but that was due to the crash. It knocked the lower ball joint out of alignment, which meant the car wasn't tracking correctly. Regardless of this repair, the whole maintenance cost, if you don't obviously include the crash, it has been really minimal. All I've done is change the brake pads and discs, and also oil changes, obviously, every 20,000 kilometers or so, maybe 18, maybe 15. car drives very well at high speed. The stability is excellent. It's got rather wide track, and you do not feel speed in it. You can definitely sit comfortably at 100 miles an hour on the motorway and not be bothered by anybody. Of course, that's 100 miles an hour, which is 160 kilometers an hour on the German motorway, because you can't achieve that speed anywhere else legally, except for a racetrack. But I don't think this is the exact car you want to take to a racetrack. And I feel it's a great compromise between a family car, a practical everyday driver, and a sporty, fun vehicle to check about. What I look for in a car is soul, and it's just that undefinable it that a car has or it does not have. And this car has absolute loads of soul. It is so characterful. I haven't even named her Elise, but it's you build an emotional attachment. Well, I build an emotional attachment with a car, and this vehicle has given me the most fun and most satisfaction, and I'm more emotionally attached to this vehicle than any of my previous vehicles. So I think, all things considered, this was a very good purchase. So I purchased this car a while back now. Been driving it for about 3 months and about 20,000 miles, which is about 35,000 kilometers. And I have been very, very satisfied. That has presented some shortcomings, of course, such as some rattly parts in the interior, the navigation system being out of date and freezing when you need it most. But I've been extremely happy with the overall vehicle, and it's been a very good ownership so far. Feels nice in your hands. It has perforated leather grips with very nice bolstering, which, well, your hands wrap around it very, very nicely. Gives you a nice snug fit. The gear selection buttons are right in your thumb's reach. I wish it had paddles, but I guess this is the second best thing. So it definitely feels like it's very driver orientated. I've driven very long distances in this car, along the lines of 2,500 kilometers, so about 1,200 miles, 1,400 miles, and you don't feel very tired after driving it. One of the reasons for this is because you can't really feel the speed as much as in other cars, so you feel more relaxed when driving. It's very well insulated. The noise insulation is at a high level. The tires don't make a whole load of noise, and you don't get a lot of air noise from, I don't know, the mirrors around or anything like that. Please like, subscribe and comment. I'll see you next time.